And a very good Monday afternoon to you. Glad to have you with us on Issues and Attitudes. I'm Rob Calhoun, filling in for Jeff Owens today. Co-host Michelle Bravo. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi.
And with us here today is Laura Bollan, the Director of Healthy Communities at Sarah Bush Lincoln Health System. And welcome, Laura.
Thank you.
Another return appearance for you.
Yes.
And we're going to talk first about Races for All Paces. What is that?
So Races for All Paces, this is our 15th year. And it's an event it's the largest community event that we hold. And the whole idea is to get families out, getting active, having fun together, and maybe starting a great new habit. So we have got races of all kinds. It's just like the title says, Races for All Paces. So we have a 10K, a 5K, a 1 mile fun run, a toddler trot, and a diaper dash.
And where is this going to be located
Well, it's going to be at EIU. So we are so excited to partner with EIU. So every race starts and ends on the track, and then the toddler trot and the diaper dash actually cross the 50-yard line.
Okay, so what day and time is this starting at?
So it's Saturday, May 13th, and then each race takes off at a different time. So the 10K takes off at 7:50, the 5K will take off at 8:15, the 1 mile fun run takes off at 9:30, the toddler trot and the diaper dash both start at 10:15. They follow each other. The idea is that maybe a parent wants to run the 10K, but you can still do the 1 mile with your kids. So we have running clubs in Charleston and Mattoon that are going to be doing the 1 mile. So we're trying to get the whole family involved.
When did this first get started?
So years ago, on our 30th Sarah Bush anniversary was the first time that we held the event, and it was on campus. It's kind of flat there, it's windy, and so when I had the opportunity, I met with EIU to try to get it here because there's so much great things to see and places to go for the routes here.
And is there a certain purpose for having the race?
For sure. So this year we are raising funds for our free dental program at Sarah Bush. So we have a dental bus that goes to 60 schools in a 10-county service area. And we also have a fixed site in Mattoon across from Denny's. And we provide free dental care for kids 0 through 18 who are either on Medicaid or eligible for free or reduced lunch. And in our communities now, that's about 70 to 80% of our kids are eligible for free or reduced lunch.
And I'm sure that it takes a lot of people to pull this off, too.
It sure does. It sure does.
So is there, besides this type of funding, is there any other funding that you guys do for that program?
So we have a foundation that works closely with the community. So our dental bus is 2 years old, and the community came together and helped fund that dental bus. Our old one was beyond repair. Everything was broken. And so the community came together. They love the dental program. They love our community.
Let's say somebody is interested in doing one of these events. How do they register?
So they can go to our website, sarahbush.org/races. And so there's a registration form there. There's running plans on there. There's a description for each event.
How many people do you really expect to be there?
So we topped 1,000 last year, so that is definitely my goal, to get even more this year. And we have a lot of kids doing the running clubs, which is great.
So is there like a starting price range, or is it free?
No, there is registration because that's how we're doing the fundraising. But the 10K is $30, the 5K is $30, the 1 mile is $15, the toddler trot and diaper dash are free. But for kids 0 to 18, all of the races are just $5, except for toddler trot, diaper dash. Those are both free.
And what does a person need to do when they show up on race day and get ready to go for the Races for All Paces?
Yes. So they will pick up a packet either the day before or the day of the event, and it'll have their T-shirt in there. It'll have race maps in there. We'll have all of that on site as well. There's also, we want you to kind of hang out and enjoy the day. So we do have a kids zone in the south end of the track, and it's got all kinds of fun things. So Phoenix Elite is going to be putting up a ninja course course for us. And we've got different tents that community partners are doing. First Mid is our exclusive title partner again this year, which they have been our title partner for years and years. And they'll have a tent out there with some big yard games. Consolidated is out there. They'll have a tent. Who else have I got? Casey Summers is involved, and Rural King as well. Rural King is actually doing this as a wellness incentive for their employees. And so they're offering to all their employees, they'll pay for their race. And then they come together, and it's part of the wellness program to get fit. So they're really encouraging that with their employees.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
How long do you estimate that the day will last?
So we'll be all packed up by 11 a.m. probably.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Kid Zone is so much fun. And new this year, I'm going to have some food trucks as well.
Oh.
And let's say that you have a first-time runner. Like, I would be a first-time runner if I entered this event. I would well, what am I going to do when I get out on the course? How am I going to find my way around?
Yes, all of our races are color-coded. So if you're running the 10K, all of the signs will have black arrows. Your bib has black numbers on it. Your medal, everyone gets a medal, everyone gets a t-shirt. New this year, well, I'll finish with the signs. We have great signage out there, one of the best races out there. So we've got signs along the road, but we're also painting the road with your color, like 5K is red, let's see. Yeah, 5K is red, 1 mile is blue. And so you follow the signs and arrows on the road that match the color that the route that you're doing. But you also will get race maps, so they're well guided. We have volunteers along the routes cheering you on. We have cheer teams. We have people that wear costumes. We have music along the way, all kinds of great things. So last year we had 300 volunteers that got involved in this event to make it amazing for our participants. And you mentioned first timers. So one of the things that we're kind of known for is people, this is their first race. So it might be their first mile. It might be their first 5K. Then the next time they come back and they're like, hey, I want to try a 10K. So we do have lots of people that this is sort of where they get started and find their love for running and walking.
You mentioned food trucks.
Yes.
Do you have all those finalized right now?
We do not. However, there is a competing event in Mattoon. So some of them will be at that Mattoon event later in the day. It's the Art Festival. If you're interested, you can go from Races for All Paces right into Mattoon for the Art Festival. But some of them are going to be here first in the morning.
How long did it take you to plan everything? Because I know that that's like a lot of outreach that you have to do to multiple types of
Yes, it is. It's a lot. And when you do multiple races, it's a lot. We usually start our planning in January.
Okay.
So, and I always book the date with EIU the day after races so that we get the event booked. We're always right before the track meets and the weekend after graduation.
I don't want to try to jinx this at all,
Uh-oh.
but do you have any contingency plans in case of weather?
We don't. So we pray a lot, and we've never had a rain out, but we are whatever kind of weather, unless there's actually lightning strikes in the area. But we are rain or shine.
And you talked about some of the things that they can do there, including the gymnastics. How important is it to try to get the kids involved in having some fun there while their parents are there too?
We want families to get active and have fun together. Our Healthy Kids program is always teaching about good food choices, exercise, and getting people active. So this is just the perfect way to involve the whole family and just help them have a great, fun morning out together. And then maybe it starts some good, healthy habits.
Do you guys send flyers out to the schools, or
Yes.
how do you reach
for
the
sure.
students?
So we teach in all the area schools. So they're getting postcards, they're getting our newsletter this month, and so lots of promotion that way. The schools that are doing the running clubs are promoting that through their PE teachers. But yes, and you should see postcards all over town, and hopefully some posters and banners at our exclusive partners.
Are you going to have that really cool car out there?
Yes, it's going to be in the end zone on the south end of the field. We will have the Kickstart car there.
And what kind of things will that car do?
So for us, it's an exercise station on wheels. So we can hook up jump ropes, sit-up bars. We put exercise stations all around the car, and music can blare from the top as well.
Wait, what kind of car is this?
So everybody in town, it's got a name. It's called the Kickstart car, but everyone in town calls it the pineapple car because it's got a huge pineapple on the top. It's got a face on the front, and for us, it's an exercise mobile that we bring to the schools.
Talked about raising funds for the dental care, and what kind of care do you provide for people in this area?
Yes, so for us, it's children 0 through 18. And we provide any kind of care. You know, it starts with exams in the schools. We can do about 70 exams in one day at the schools. We bring our bus out, and then after the exam day, the preventive team comes out. They do cleanings, fluoride, sealants. After that, our restorative team can come, or they're referred to our fixed site in Mattoon. And so all the restorative care that you can do, but our bus has everything. We have a panoramic on the bus, we have digital x-ray, we have nitrous on the bus. Anything you can do in a dental clinic, we can do on the dental bus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How did you guys, so you don't offer braces then? Like
We do not
nothing
offer braces.
besides the basic like cleaning and care.
And restorative.
Yeah.
So our kids need a lot of restorative. So typically if you were at a dentist, they might have a no cavity club. For us, our kids, 10 or less cavities would be a great mouth. And so we see a lot of need in the area. And there's a great demand. Since COVID, it's almost like dental clinics can't catch up.
Yeah.
With appointments and things. So we see a lot of kids. We see about 5,000. We do about 5,000 treatments a year. We see about 3,000 kids a year. I have this number that we calculate it. So we estimate that we diverted emergency room visits, 1,068
Wow.
diversions from the ED. And that equates to about $859,000 in emergency care that we diverted because we were able to take care of it at a clinic.
And how important is that for Sarah Bush Lincoln to get involved in helping people that may not be able to afford to get that dental care?
Yes, it's vital. The need is great. It's so great. And so we're one of the few services in the area that will accept Medicaid or those that are eligible for free or reduced lunch. Adults, there really aren't services out there. So we try to help as much as we can based on grants and things that I can get. But there is a great need for adult care as well. So if you end up in the emergency room cycle, what happens is you go because you have pain, you get antibiotics, you might get some painkillers, and then we find out that there was an abscess or something, but nobody was available to take care of that. And the problem with that is the antibiotics will reduce it for a little while, but it comes back. And you end up in this horrible cycle. That's how we calculated that number. We took the number of kids that had abscesses that were so bad they needed an extraction. And if they had not had our care, they might have ended up in an ER because they would have nowhere else to go.
So what would you say is the like top cause for like whatever they find? Like is it cavities?
For sure.
Okay.
So it's lack of dental care. Did you know that 1 in 8 children in our service area don't own a toothbrush?
Oh, no.
Which sounds, I mean, that just sounds shocking, doesn't
Yeah.
it? But if I'm worried about getting food on the table, my dental care is not my number one concern.
Yeah, probably not.
And so that's part of the issue. So we do live in an area where food is insecure. We live in an area, the whole country right now, groceries are outrageous. Support for that is going down this month. And so we're in a tight spot.
We're about halfway done here. We're talking to the Director of Healthy Communities, Laura Bollan. And Laura, let's say there's someone out there who just heard what you had to say and says, well, my kid doesn't have a toothbrush. My kid doesn't have toothpaste to take care every day. What can they do?
Yeah, first thing I would say is talk to the school nurse and make sure you've registered for our program. And so that would be the first place to start. So if we haven't been to that school yet, then we can get to that school. If not, they'll also contact you with our program, and you can come to our fixed site as well. So signing up through school would probably be the first step. Now, if there's facial swelling or something like that, definitely go to the ER. You want to get care right away.
And it's not just Coles County that you serve. I'm looking
No.
at your website and seeing a 7-county area that you serve.
Yes, with the dental bus. And then we serve 10 counties at our fixed site. So we have people that come from other counties, like Clark, Edgar, Vandalia, they drive to our fixed site just to get care because the need is so great. But of serving the schools, we're in 7 counties this school year.
And where is the fixed site?
It's in Mattoon, across from Denny's.
So how often does this bus come around?
So it goes to all those schools in our service area during that 8-month school time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and it says 66 local elementary and secondary schools.
Right.
And you also go to local health departments as well.
Mm-hmm. And typically those are more in the summer when the schools aren't open.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to some of the area clinics and things like that.
Let's say that I have a kid and I'm going to the dental bus. Is there anything I need to do to pre-register my kid to go, or what do I need to do?
Yes, so they have to be pre-registered. So we need the parents have paperwork that they can fill out at the school, and it's got a health history on it. It's got permission for us to see them, those kinds of things. So yeah, definitely start with paperwork at the school.
And how important is it to get good dental care?
Oh, it's so important because it affects every other part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have that infection, we have some kids that have been in pain for a really long time. Here, can I tell you a story?
Yes.
All
We'd
right.
love to hear it.
Okay, good. We received a call from a school nurse. She let us know that she had just received a new student who qualified for our program. The nurse stated that the student was missing a lot of school already due to pain and infected teeth. Unfortunately, our dental bus had already been to that school, so we offered to see the patient at our clinic site. After the initial appointment was over, it was determined that the patient needed multiple visits to complete their treatment plan. All the appointments are scheduled and the patient is on their way to a healthy mouth. Mom couldn't stop thanking us. Mom stated that they just moved here and she was so thankful to be able to get her child out of pain.
That is such a great, great story.
And
Yeah.
that's sort of typical for our stories. You know, the kids are in pain. They may have been in pain. If they're having trouble sleeping, it could be tooth problems. You know, when you're in pain, sometimes our little kids, they don't know how to express that pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes being tired in the classroom is sort of the first indication sometimes because they don't know how to express that I've been living with this pain for a long time.
On the bus, when you take that around, you have hygienists and a dentist on
We
the
do,
bus?
yeah. So we have a full-time dentist, and through the magic of scheduling, we have us sort of separated into 3 teams. There's exam day, that's sort of everyone, all hands on deck. And then there's the preventive team, which is the dental hygienist. They go back and do the cleanings, fluoride, sealants. And then the restorative team would come with the dentist and do that restorative care. And then when the preventive team is at the school, the dentist is at the fixed site. When the restorative team is at the school, the preventive team is at the fixed site.
That's a lot of sites.
Yeah.
Yes, I do a lot with a little.
So you had mentioned previously before we started that you had an ideal program for adults since this area doesn't really offer it. Can you speak a little bit more about what you would kind of want to see out of that project?
I would love a program similar to ours, but for adults in the area. So right now there's 2 sites sort of locally that will see adults, and that's the Edgar County Public Health Department and the Douglas County Public Health Department. Douglas County is now limited to just seeing adults in their area. Edgar County has been struggling to find a dentist, and so those are struggles in our area. We had something called a voucher system. It was an emergency voucher system. I have run out of funding for that, but I'm always looking for new funding. But that was one of those programs where they could go to the ER or they could go to any Sarah Bush clinic, and if there was an emergent need, like probably an abscess, they needed an extraction, they could get an emergency voucher. I had 6 partnering dentists in the area. They could just take the voucher, go to one of those places, and then up to $500 would be reimbursed.
Right.
And so that would be an ideal system. But other than that, you have to go quite far away to get care, and then transportation is a barrier.
Yeah.
So
is there like a level of qualifications that you would need as an adult to be seen in this said?
in this ideal world,
Yeah.
for us, I mean, if we had the capacity for that, which right now we are as far as we can go with kids, and the wait list is long. But ideally, you know, accept Medicaid, you know, and that would be great because there really aren't places around that accept Medicaid.
You talked about grants and funding. How difficult is it to get a grant for something like this?
So this is going to sound crazy, but people love to help kids.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty easy to get help for kids because they're adorable and, it's not their fault that their teeth are a mess. People don't seem to have as much, I don't know what the word is, compassion when it comes to adults, because we kind of figure, well, you did that to yourself. But it's a great need. I can tell you it is a great need. And again, if you're focused on putting food on the table, it's not your first concern.
Yeah.
And let's say someone is out there saying, this is a great program. I would like to get involved and donate money. What would they need to do that?
Just give me a call. So I'll get you started, or they could reach out to the foundation. The foundation would love to talk to them more about our dental program. We would love that. If they want to partner with us for the race, I'm still looking for partnerships there. I've got a couple that are focused on dental. So a dental partnership is $1,000. A Bring a Smile partnership is $500. At the $1,000 level, that provides restorative care for 10 kids. The Bring a Smile partnership at the $500 provides toothbrush kits to 400 kids.
Wow.
So it can make a huge difference.
And we're talking about Races for All Paces and the funds from that going into the dental care, and the Races for All Paces coming up in May. And how excited are you about it?
Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. So it's the best event ever. We just have the best time. You're going to have a great morning. You're going to have some time with your family. There's something to do for everybody, even if it's not your race event.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of fun things and activities right there on the football field.
And if you're wondering about parking, where should someone park if they're coming to the Races for All Paces?
So there is plenty of parking because school's already done.
Mm-hmm.
So graduation was the weekend before. So right there at the football field or at Lance, both those parking lots, ample parking.
So what does the day of look like for you? Because do you have a team, or is it
Yes.
just all you?
Oh my goodness. No. I have an amazing committee that works with me. So some folks are in charge of the promotional aspects of it. Some folks are in charge of getting partnerships. Some folks are in charge of, the facilities types. I have teams that put out the signs the day before. I have people that help me with setup the whole day before. So we are busy. I also have an EIU team here that involves lots of the departments. So there's an electrician that helps me. There's people from facilities that help. It takes a whole village to make it happen. But usually for me, the last race starts, so the 10K has taken off, I exhale a little bit. And then the 5K takes off, and then the 1 mile takes off, and then I just have a blast. And I love cheering people in across the finish line. I sort of relax after that.
Say I'm coming there for the race.
Yes.
I park. What first thing's probably to go to registration. Where
Yes.
would that be?
So that's the concession area in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
So where you would normally go to turn in your ticket or go upstairs to sit in the bleachers, that concession area. And there's lots of great flags and things that are going to direct you to everything that you need. There'll be flags that say registration, flags that say packet pickup, where to go for the race start, and there's tons of volunteers to help you as well.
That was going to be my next question. Where would I go to get the race started?
Yes, exactly. So there's going to be signs everywhere and volunteers that are going to help you get out on the track. But all the races start and end on the track. So you can sit in the stands and watch people come in and take off. We are changing the exit of the start line. So for those folks that have done it before, they might remember that our old start line, you had to make a sharp turn. And for the 5K, if there's 500 people in that race, that's a tight turn. So we are going straight out the south end of the field. So it's much wider this year. The other thing we've added this year, which might really get some folks who are more competitive excited, we do still have every participant in the 10K, 5K, and 1 mile gets a medal. Mm-hmm. But this year we're also doing some awards. And so first, second, and third in your age category for the 10K and the 5K, and first, second, and third overall. We're going to have an awards tent where you can go check your finishing spot, and then you'll pick up an award there. We're going to have the first, second, third level photo opportunities in there. We have lots of photo opportunities outside as well. We have a fun photo booth where you can grab some props. All the pictures are posted on our website after. There is no charge for the photos. We also are adding a dental tent this year. So there's going to be some fun oral health games in there, as well as a dunk the dentist. So my dentist has agreed that you can dunk the dentist. So.
And will the course actually go out of O'Brien and then onto
Yes.
the Panther Trail?
It does. So the very beginning is a little bit of Panther Trail. Then you go out into EIU's campus a little bit. The 10K actually goes into a neighborhood as well in the Sister City area. And so you get a little bit of all of it, a little bit of trail, a little bit of EIU campus, and then a little bit of the neighborhoods.
Well, is there going to be roads closed during that time?
They're not officially closed, but
Okay.
we do partner with EIU Police and the Charleston Police to give us some extra protection on certain roads where there's more high traffic. And we also have volunteers along the entire route.
So would you recommend kind of staying to the right or to the left?
Yes,
not
and
run
there'll
in
be
the middle?
Yes, and there'll be arrows for all of that as well, telling you where to run.
Is there a deadline to sign up, or can you show up day of?
Right. So online registration ends Thursday night before at 5 p.m. Friday we have live pickup, packet pickup, and you can register there. And then the day of you can register as well. It does cost $5 additional for each race.
And is there a deadline to register to get a shirt?
We have, knock on wood, we have not run out of shirts. So everyone should be able to get a shirt.
And what will the shirt say? Will it have the logo on it and
Yes,
everything?
so we have this fun logo this year. The tortoise and the hare are famous for races for all paces. But this year they actually have these huge smiles and they're carrying a toothbrush. They're adorable.
Only have about 2 minutes left in the show. We're talking to Laura Bollan, the Director of Healthy Communities. And is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to throw out there?
I don't think so. Register and have fun with us that day. May 13th.
You know, we kind of hinted at this at the beginning, and I asked you if there's something in the Mattoon, Charleston area that you would like to see, and what would that be? And you talked about adult dental care.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking care of the kids, and I love our program. It's the best program around. But I would love to see us be able to take care of adults as well.
And what do you think it will take to get that done?
Oh.
A lot.
A lot. It would take a lot. Our state, here's part of the problem. Our state doesn't reimburse Medicaid for adults. We're the state of Illinois is the lowest reimburser of any state right now for Medicaid and dental.
Okay, once again, when it will be the races for all paces, the details, registration, and all that.
Yes, May 13th, 10K, 5K, 1 mile fun run, toddler trot, and diaper dash. Register at sarahbush.org/races.
And when will the races start again? Maybe give a rundown of each race.
So the 10K takes off at 7:50, the 5K takes off at 8:15, the 1 mile takes off at 9:30, and the toddler trot and diaper dash start at 10:15.
I like the diaper dash a lot. Do you have a lot of people that are
It's
with
so
strollers
fun.
and stuff?
Yes. So the parents are at the end, and they're cheering them on, and they're trying to get their kids to run to them. It's super fun.
Laura Bollan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank
We're
you.
always glad to have you on Issues and Attitudes and talk about all the great things that Sarah Bush Lincoln is doing. Once again, the races for all paces, Saturday, May 13th at EIU's O'Brien Field. And we're very excited about everything that Sarah Bush is doing in our communities.
Awesome. Thank you.
Laura Bollan, the Director of Healthy Communities at Sarah Bush Lincoln Health System, and Michelle Bravo, thanks for being here today. We
Thanks.
appreciate you as well. This has been a presentation of HitMix 88.9 WEIU and WEIU TV.